Yes, students, welcome to Indirect Tax Marathon. So, in this series, I would be covering the marathon or the revision of each and every chapter of indirect tax. As you guys are aware, totally there are 15 chapters in indirect tax. We'll be covering each and every chapter in detail, including the first chapter, even though it is a basic chapter. So before I start, guys, as you are aware of the question paper pattern, you would be aware, but still I just want to give a small brief about it. The taxation paper is for totally 100 marks. That is paper 3, part of group 1. In that, direct tax is for 50 marks, indirect tax is for 50 marks. Under both, there will be two separate set of question paper given, guys. So multiple choice would be for 15 marks each under both direct tax as well as indirect tax. Few questions would be asked for 1 mark, few questions can be asked for 2 marks. And there can be sometime given a scenario or case they will give. Under that, they will ask 2-3 MCQs. See here, few MCQs can be asked for 1 marks, few MCQs can be asked for 2 marks. But one advantage to the students is, guys, there is no negative marking under MCQ. So at the end, if at all, if you guys don't know any MCQ or if you are confused about two options, please mark something and come. Please don't leave any MCQs empty. Then coming to descriptive type, under income tax, the descriptive type 4 questions would be there. First question would be compulsory question, which will be preferably on total income calculation. Then out of the remaining 3, you have to choose any 2, which will be for 10 marks each. Next, coming to indirect tax descriptive type, here also the first question would be for 15 marks, which is compulsory. Preferably what they're asking, if you observe the past exam trend is GST liability calculation, but there will be a lot of things added there. Means they may touch exemption, RCM, ITC adjustment, all those things they may cover it in one question max. Then coming to out of the remaining 3 questions, which is for 10 marks each, you have to choose any 2. But each question will have sub questions, guys. Once you choose one question, for example, assume you selected third question to answer. Assume it has 2 sub questions, A and B. You have to answer both and try to answer them in the order only and try to start all the answers. That is, even if it is a sub questions, please start with a fresh page. Fresh page. Sir, 3-4 lines are left, sir. 5 lines are left in the last page. It's okay. You guys have paid examination fees. Make use of it. Sir, if I have used very less number of pages, will they refund me the amount and all? Definitely not. So make use of it. That doesn't mean that unnecessarily you will leave empty pages. Some people will have that habit also. Sir, first question I started, but I don't know the answer. For first question, how much maximum space you may require? One side or maybe double side. Leave that much and go ahead. Some people will leave 3-4 pages and go and answer the second question in next after 3-4 pages. Guys, evaluator will get irritated. Please don't do that. Please don't do that and avoid scratching to the extent possible. Take care of your presentation. I know it is painful. It is time taking to write heading, note, working note and all. But everything is a part of your answer, guys. Remember that. Please don't ignore anything and avoid short forms to the extent possible. Sir, what are the short forms we can use? To assume that no short forms you can use. Okay. And write full forms, guys. Please write all the full forms. And coming to the descriptive type, guys, sir, should I answer the questions in the same order how they have given the question paper? Need not. You can start with whichever question you know the best. Assume, guys, fourth question you know the complete answer, all sub questions you know very well. Please start with it. Please start with it, and your first answer will give the impression about you to the evaluator. How well you are prepared. Sir, I am starting with first question only, half bit here and there. I have done some wrong things also, scratching. Then it will give a wrong opinion about you to the evaluator. Clear. And my personal observation is, guys, first question itself will be either bouncer or googly for the students. Clear. So try to take it later under both direct as well as indirect tax. See, if you want to start it before first only, sir, I'm very confident, definitely you can. But maybe most of the students get stuck here. That is why I am telling you, try to take first question later. Maybe 1 or 2 question you will first answer, then you take the compulsory question. Okay, sir. Then, sir, should I answer MCQ first or descriptive first? I suggest you to start with descriptive. Maybe around 3:30 or 4, you start with MCQ. You start with MCQ and immediately complete and go back to descriptive. Another 1 minute offer, don't spend only on MCQ. No, no. Clear? So finish MCQ and quickly, definitely you would have not completed descriptive fully. Okay, so go back to descriptive and complete. And last 5 minutes again keep for MCQ. Definitely the invigilator will be giving you an alarm. Hey, last 5 minutes left, last 10 minutes left. And so that 5 or 10 minutes make use of to check the MCQs. You would have definitely would have not got the answer at least for one question. I'm telling you. Okay, at least one answer. So, sir, mark something and come for it. What should I do with it? Mark something. Or else I have a doubt between B and C, sir. Take a risk. It's okay. Try to test your luck also for that question, not for the entire paper. Okay, so then also some students ask, sir, should I start with direct tax first or indirect tax first? Guys, choice is yours. So you know what is your strength. Clear? Because I can tell for me, this is strength or that is strength, but I cannot judge you guys. Clear? So how it depends on your preparation, how well you are prepared and confidence. And even after reading 15 minutes, that 15 minutes reading time is there also game may change. You would have thought, sir, indirect tax is chiller for me, sir. Anta. After reading the question paper in that 15 minutes, you will realize, oh, direct tax is only easy. Let me answer direct tax. Anta. Clear? So you first already have something in your mind, but don't fix for it. It's okay. Make judgment in that 15 minutes, guys. Clear? And 15 minutes, use it to read descriptive question and not MCQ question. Okay, don't waste that 15 minutes reading MCQ question. Please make use of it to read descriptive question. And in that 15 minutes, lot of decisions you have to make. It is not only reading time, decision making time. What decision making, sir? Which question will you start first under both? Will you start with DT or IDT? And which question will you take it as a choice? All these decisions has to happen. 15 minutes. You are not just going to omit whatever you have learned. You are also gone there to make crucial decisions, which will decide next 3 hours what and all you will do. So 15 minutes only you have to put a roadmap for next 3 hours. Yeah, and very crucial, guys. So it's not like 15 minutes, take it lightly. You will be seeing friends are smiling and they seeing their year window. So, sir, view. No, you are not gone for that day. 15 minutes also, you have to be reading question paper, and please make all this decision wisely. Very important, because one small wrong decision also will put you into a trouble. Because assume starting only something bad happened, guys, then you will start panicking. Okay, you will start panicking, sweating, and shaking. Okay, all vibration will start. Yeah. So please don't go give any room for it. Don't give any room for it, guys. Yes. So now coming to my revision material, guys. See, whatever material I will be using for this marathon, the soft copy will not be available, guys. So if at all, if you want a printed copy, please have a look into our website. The soft copies, like sample soft copies, also will be provided for around 8 to 10 pages. You can have a look. If you want, you can order for the same. But soft copies will not be available. And the link for our website would be provided in the description. Please check it out. Oh, now coming to the first and second page of our revision material or marathon mode notes, I have given the section numbers, guys. I have given the section numbers. First, I have given the section number of CGST Act. And CGST Act provisions are the maximum which is covered in your syllabus. Only few sections of IGST is covered. Until and unless I mention specifically, always consider that whatever section we are learning is from CGST Act, guys. CGST Act. So I have given all the list of section in the order, guys. And to the extent possible, I have also arranged all my notes, chapter, everything in the section order only, so that it would be easy for the students to learn the provision along with section numbers. Okay, sir. Both the acts I have given. With this, we will start the revision, guys. Chapter 1, which talks about GST in India, introduction. Sir, why GST was introduced in India? What was the need? GST came into force from what date, guys? 1st July 2017. Sir, why there was a need for India to introduce something called as GST, sir? Before GST, there was no taxes, sir. It was there. There were number of taxes which were levied under indirect taxes. Under indirect tax. Now, once GST is implemented, they have tried to simplify it. The line which was told by the government was one nation, one tax. Sir, is it completely true? No. But to some extent, they have subsumed a lot of taxes which were levied before GST under GST now. So what are those? We will see one by one, guys. So in this chapter, it is only the basics about GST. Means why GST? Why GST came into force? Tax is a compulsory payment which every person or citizen has to pay to the government. And why do government collect the taxes? Because in order to meet public expenditure like health, infrastructure, defense, then education, free education, whatever they provide in government schools and government schemes. They have various schemes provided by the government to the people at large or public at large. From where do they manage all this? Sir, from tax collection. Tax is one of the major revenue for any government, guys, whether it is central or state. There are two types of taxes, direct tax and indirect tax. Sir, what is the major difference between them? Guys, direct tax is the one where the impact and incidence is on the same person. If I have earned the income, I am the one who is liable to pay income tax. So income tax is an example for direct tax. Coming to indirect tax is the one where the impact and incidence is on two different persons. Example is GST, whatever we are learning now. Sir, what is the impact? What is the incidence? Incidence is the liability to pay tax, whereas the impact is ultimately who is suffering the tax. Now, supplier is the one who is actually liable to pay GST. So the incidence is on supplier. But will he pay out of his own pocket? No, he will try to shift it to recipient. So impact is on whom? Recipient. Then viability of payment. Direct taxes are lesser burden than indirect taxes to people, as direct taxes are based on what? Income earning ability. If I have income, that too more than basic essential limit on all, only then I will be payable. I will be liable to pay income tax. Whereas indirect tax is not like that. Now, whether you or me, whoever is buying the products, or anyone, Ambani, Adani, whoever it is, buying the product on which GST is applicable, they have to pay for GST and get it. And most of the products in MRP already includes GST. No matter who is buying it, they will end up paying GST or indirect tax. Okay. Administrative viability. Sir, administrative cost of direct taxes is more for the government. Why? Because it is difficult for the government for making people to buy. Because many people will have that psychological resistance. Why should I pay tax? I am the one who has worked hard and earned the money. Why should I give my share to government? So government has to take a lot of initiatives in order to make the people to pay tax. Okay, and especially nowadays, you guys would have heard a lot about what the income tax rate and all. Now, will it happen just like that for the government? No, they would have done a lot of research. They would have collected a lot of evidences. For that, there will be a lot of work behind it and the team behind it. And there will definitely be an administration cost for it. Then even when raid is conducted, 1 or 2 person will not come. Entire team will come. And it will happen days together. Even after raid, it will not end. Actual work starts after that. Okay, but now department has to prove that assessee has defaulted. Okay, or he has undisclosed income. So for all this, they have to work really hard. And obviously, for all this, the people whoever will come for the work will not come freely. They come with a cost. When it coming to indirect tax, for the government, the work is less. Why? Because they have given the responsibility to supplier. Supplier, you are liable. If you don't want to pay out of your pocket, collect from the recipient and pay. If not, I will collect it from you. Okay, so what does the supplier do? Obviously, he will charge and collect it from the recipients. Then tax liability. It is levied on the assessee, that is the income tax. That is the person who has earned the income. Whereas coming to indirect tax, it is levied on the supplier. Supplier is one who is liable, but obviously, can he charge and collect it from the recipients? Yes, sir. Nature. Income tax is progressive in nature. As I progress in my life by earning more and more income, government also will progress along with me. Why? Because as I earn more and more income, I will end up paying more and more taxes. You know, especially for slab rate SLC, it is higher the income, higher the tax. Even if it's a flat rate, now assume company, if they earn 1 lakh, they have to pay 30,000 tax. If they earn 10 lakh, 3 lakh. So as you earn more and more, you will end up paying more tax. Whereas GST is not like that, regressive in nature, guys. Irrespective of your income, only if you are spending it, they may charge GST. Only on spend, the amount you spend, you have to pay the GST. Yes. So that is, see, when I earn the income, I pay income tax. When I spend the money, I pay GST. And there are many other things also. I spoke about the other day on car. Sir, we purchase car. On purchase of car, just imagine how much indirect tax, indirect costs are there. You will pay. Only we will normally see cost of the car. When you are purchasing the car, you have to pay road tax, insurance, and insurance is a recurring expenses. And for parking the car, you need parking. And for that, especially in a city called Bangalore, so definitely we have to pay good amount of money for getting parking space. Then, sir, whenever you are roaming around, okay, whenever you are crossing the toll, now cost is higher. Okay, 100, 200. And for coming to Tumkur itself, I think around 300 or to 400. I'm not sure with the money because now fast tag, we don't even mind to check it, how much exactly and clear. So, sir, road tax is already paid when we purchased. Again, to use the car on road, we are paying toll charges. Clear? And maintenance obviously will be there, depends on us. Now, how is it, sir, possible for a person, if you earn the income, you're taxing it. When you spend the money also, you're taxing it. So what should he enjoy ultimately? Only the small amount, whatever is left after paying all the taxes. ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೂ separate taxes ಇರುತ್ತೆ. At home also there will be separate taxes waiting every month. ಚಲೋ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪೇ ಮಾಡೋದೇ ಬೇರೆ, ಮನೇಲಿ ಪೇ ಮಾಡೋದೇ ಬೇರೆ. ಚಿನ್ಮಯಿ ಡಿಂಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್, leave it outside the syllabus. GST was rolled out in India with effect from 1st July 2017. GST is a consumption based tax which is levied on the basis of destination principle, guys. Means the revenue. Hey, attention, sit straight. ಬಂದಿರೋದೇ ಲೇಟ್, ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬೆನ್ಸ್. It is a destination based tax, guys. Destination based consumption tax. Sir, how is it? Listen, the revenue will always go to the state where the goods or services are going, or where the goods or services are consumed, guys. So that is why we will call it as destination based consumption tax. The concept relates to taxing the supply of goods or services at the point of consumption. It is applicable to entire India, including Jammu Kashmir. Okay, sir. Today, Jammu Kashmir doesn't have any special status, but when the act was passed in 2017, sir, does the Jammu Kashmir add a special status? Yes. But is still GST applicable for them? Yes, they accepted it. Next, it adorns dual taxation model where union and states levy and collect taxes simultaneously. So it is a part of concurrent list, guys. Both central as well as state government has the power to levy and collect GST. When who will collect, we will see, understand later. Okay. Next, it ensures seamless flow of input tax credit to a large extent. Guys, listen like this. Now, whatever tax I have paid on my inward supply, purchases under GST is called inward supply. I can adjust it against the tax what I am supposed to pay on my outward supply. We call it as input tax, output tax. Listen. Sir, I am the person, registered person under GST, you assume. Sir, I have taken some inward supply, sir. Inward supply, which is nothing but supply purchases, guys. In GST, we just call it as inward supply. And on this, I have paid input tax of how much, sir? Assume 10,000. I have paid input tax of 10,000. Then I have also made a sale. Sir, I am engaged in business. I am not consuming it. If I am consuming the goods or services for personal purpose and all, if I am an end consumer, no question of ITC. No question of input tax credit, guys. Then, sir, I am also making outward supply, sir. And whatever inward supply I have taken, I am using it in my business to provide taxable outward supplies. So my outward supply is taxable, sir. Okay, sir. Now, on this, I am liable to pay output tax. Assume, guys, it is 25,000. So for my customer, I will charge 25,000, collect it 25,000. But will I pay 25,000 to the government? No. I will claim input tax credit of this tax. How much is that, sir? 10,000. So remaining 15,000, I will deposit it to the government. Clear? Yes, sir. Now, government is supposed to get totally 25,000 on the sales goods, on the goods sold by me. They have got already 10, remaining 15, now they are getting it. Total is how much? 25. It is only on the value addition what we pay, guys. Assume when I purchased the goods, the purchase value was 1 lakh, on which tax was at 10%. So I paid 10,000. Yes. Now the same goods, I did some modification, alteration, and I am selling it at 2 lakh 50. 2 lakh 50. And I am liable to pay tax at 10%. How much is that? 25,000. Yes, sir. Output tax. Now, sir, what is the ultimate selling price of the goods? 2 lakh 50. 2 lakh 50. Now on that, government is supposed to get 10% revenue. Are they getting it? Yes, but in the installment. In the installment, they had got 10,000 year and 15,000 year. Guys, if you ask me, sir, what is the value addition you gave to the product? How much value addition I gave? How much value addition I gave to the product? I purchased at 1 lakh and I am selling at 250. What is the value addition given by me? 150. On that, tax comes to 10%, 15,000. That is what I ended up paying here. Okay, GST is the tax on value addition given, guys. GST is the tax on value addition given. Is that clear? Sir, why do we call it like that? Because the tax what I have paid on my inward supply, I will get it as a credit. I will get it as a credit. So I end up paying tax only on the value addition given by by me on the product. On the product. Hope you guys got it. Clear? Yes. Now, if by chance, this is what one of the advantage under GST, guys, because previously we had multiple taxes. Like on manufacture, I was supposed to pay excise duty. Before the goods leave my factory gate, I was supposed to pay excise duty. Then when I'm selling the goods, if it is within the state, value added tax. If it's outside the state, central sales tax. Then if I take the goods from one state to another state, entry tax. Then if I take any services to transport the goods from one place to another place, service tax. Clear? So these are some main taxes which were there. Now all these taxes where I was paying, sir, can I adjust one against other? No, you are not able to adjust one tax against the other. So this was the disadvantage under the previous indirect tax regime. Why so? Guys, simple. If I cannot claim the credit of what tax I have paid, what will I do? I will add it to the cost. I will add it to the cost. When I add it to the cost, what do? I will shift it to my customers. So ultimately, who will suffer because of it? My customers. They will end up paying more. And it was leading to cascading effect. It was leading to cascading effect. It means tax on tax. For example, on manufacture, I have paid 100 rupees excise duty. Now I cannot claim a credit of it. What will I do? I will add it to the cost and add some profit and sell it to you. On sale value, I am supposed to pay back. Clear? Or if I have sold outside the state, CST, central sales tax. Now, my cost already includes one tax. On that, we are again leaving one more tax. So, tax on 100 what my excise duty I had paid. Now, where is it? In my cost. For cost, I added profit and I am selling it to you. On that selling price, I am liable to pay back. Already my selling price includes one tax. So, this will lead to what? Tax on tax, which we call it as cascading effect. So government also wanted to avoid this. So that is why they subsumed all these taxes and they started with one tax called goods and service tax. Next. So please be careful. Even see, for claiming this credit and all, it is not free. Free. There is section 16 to 21 which talks about input tax credit under CGST Act. Especially 16, 17 put lot of conditions, restrictions. If I satisfy all those only, I can claim the input tax credit. Sir, are you teaching that today? No, no, no. We have altogether a separate chapter for it. Section 16 to 21 talks about ITC. ITC means Indian Tobacco Company. No. Input tax credit, guys. You can see it ensures seamless flow of input tax credit to the large extent. Next, a high-powered federal body called GST Council has been established under Article 279A of the Constitution of India to decide policy matters, formulate principles for administration and implementation of GST. Guys, any decisions under GST will be taken by GST Council and they will recommend it to the government. Government will announce or notify it. Is that clear? Who is the head of our GST Council? Madam G. Okay. The essence of GST is in removing the cascading effect. I told you before implementation of GST, there were cascading effects. Now they want to remove it. They want to remove it. That was the main purpose why GST was implemented, guys. The tax of both central and state taxes by allowing setting off of taxes throughout the value chain, right from the original producer and service provider's point of up to the consumer level. Sir, have they removed it completely? May not be, guys. At least they have tried to give solution, not 100% solution to some extent. Why is that? Guys, there are few cases where credit is blocked. Assume few purchases I have made, credit I am not able to claim. So automatically when credit cannot be claimed, what will happen? It will be added to my cost. So in that case, will it lead to cascading effect? Yes, it will lead to. But I cannot tell they have not made any efforts. And the government has definitely made efforts to reduce it to a large extent, guys. But may not be zero. Means have they reduced it completely? No. Sure. Now, sir, we learned while you were teaching income tax, you told us no tax can be levied except the authority of the law. Okay, means from the constitution, first authority should be given to any government to levy tax. Before 2017, government didn't have any power to levy GST. They had the power to levy central excise duty, then VAT, sales tax, service tax. They had all that power. But GST, they didn't had a power. Now what they did? They took the power. How? By amending the constitution. They amended the constitution, took the power, made the law with respect to GST. Okay, yes, we will see that. I have given only few, guys. They have amended lot of articles. They have added few new articles also. But whatever is important from exam point of view, I have taken 3 articles here, which they have added because of GST in the constitution. Constitution Amendment Act 2016. Significant amendments made by Constitution 101st Amendment Act are discussed below. Article 246A inserted power to levy. Guys, Article 246 we learnt even in income tax. What is it? Sir, it has 3 lists under Schedule 7. What are those? Union list, state list and concurrent list. And there was no power for the government to make laws with respect to GST. So they added a new article called 246A to take the power to make law with respect to GST. So 246A overrides Article 246. Why it will override? Why they override it? Because in 246 nothing about GST is mentioned. Clear? So they're telling 246A will override 246. Next, grants power to central and state government to make laws with respect to GST. They are giving power both the governments, central as well as state. Dual model. Only parliament can levy tax on interstate supply. Interstate supply means supply outside the state or union territory. We'll discuss about all this in detail. And guys, in the first chapter only, sir, will we learn everything? No, we'll just touch some points, that's all. Those things in detail we will be learning in a separate chapters, guys. Next, coming to Article 269A, Parliament to levy IGST on interstate supply. Who has the power to levy taxes if the supply is outside the state? Central government. What do they levy? IGST. Import and export is also considered to be what? Interstate supply. And IGST, sir, you told it will be levied by central government. Only they will enjoy the tax? No. Whatever IGST is levied and collected by the central government on interstate supply will be half retained by them. Another half they will give it to destination state. Destination state, guys. Then whether to decide whether the supply is inter or intra, there is something called as place of supply. If loss pass is in the same state, we call that supply as intrastate supply. If loss pass is in 2 different states or in 2 different union territories or 1 state, 1 union territory, then we call that supply as interstate supply. Now, sir, what is that you are using, sir? Lasso, passo. Loss means location of supplier. Pass means place of supply. Location of Chinmani. Location of supplier means where the supplier is registered. Place of supply means where the supply has been made, guys. Maybe like if it is a goods, where is it delivered, or if it is a service, where it is rendered. But may not be always like this. There are provisions with respect to place of supply which is covered in IGST Act. Now, who will decide the place of supply provisions? Central government. That is what they have told you. Okay. Article 279A talks about GST Council. A federal body constituted by the president on 15th September 2016, that is before the GST is implemented itself, it was constituted, and Union Finance Minister is the chairperson of it, and Union Minister of State is also a member, plus all state finance ministers are members, guys. See, please be careful. Union Finance Minister, who is the Madam G now, Nirmala Sitharaman. So she is the chairperson always, chairperson booked. Okay. Coming to Union Minister of State, as on today, it is called a person called Pankaj Chaudhary from Central. Is a Union Finance Minister, but in charge of state, who will be working under the maid. Okay. Then all the states will have one finance minister, na? They are also members. Guys, all these members put together, they will choose one vice chairperson. One vice chairperson. Okay, sir. So total you can observe, guys, listen. 2 people are from central. 31 people are from all states put together. Observe the color impact also. Red stands for central. Green stands for state. Hope you guys can connect for it. Okay. So there are totally 28 plus 3 state finance minister. 28 plus 3 na sir, you are wrong, sir. You are wrong. Definitely you are wrong, sir. Yes, I might be wrong, but not for GST purpose. Clear. So for GST, how many states are there in India, sir? Actually 28. Actually 28. But for GST, 31. For GST, it is 31, including Delhi, Puducherry, and Jammu Kashmir. That is, these three are the union territory with their own state legislation, guys. Means they have their own state governments. So for GST purpose, we treat them at par with what? State. Then there are only 5 union territories. Guys, please be careful. Totally in India, we have 8 union territories. But anyway, 3 are covered here under states. So remaining 5 are UT. Which are those, sir? Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Lakshadweep, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu. This all put together one, no? Chandigarh and Ladakh. And Ladakh. So please be careful. This is for GST purpose. Remember it for GST like this. And don't tell it to the outside people about this because they will doubt your knowledge. Clear. So for outside world, sir, how many states, how many union territory? 28 plus 8, guys. Okay, that is actually for any general knowledge, it is 28 plus 8 only. But when it comes to GST, there is a slight alteration. Okay, sir. So totally 33 members are there, guys, in GST Council. Sir, what is the quorum of any GST Council meeting? As I told you, any decisions with respect to GST will be taken by whom? GST Council, guys. And once they take the decision, they will communicate it to the government. Means we call it as recommend it to the government, and government will notify. Okay, so now, what is the quorum for any GST Council meeting? 1/2 of the total number of members, guys. Okay. Sir, what is the total number of members? We learned 33. 33. Half of it is a quorum. Half of it comes to 17 members. Sir, again wrong. 16.5, no, sir. Yes, a person cannot send half of his body for meeting and another half at home. Clear? So round it off to 7. Sir, why not 16? It should be 17 only. 17 or more. Minimum is 17, guys. Quorum for meeting. Why I am covering all this are because they may test you in MCQ. Okay. Descriptive may or may not be, but chances are less is what I feel. But at least in MCQ, they may test you, guys. Please be careful. Next, voting power. Who has how much voting power? Central ministers. There are 2 people from central. Na? They both put together, they have 1.1 by 3. That is 33.33. Whereas all state ministers put together 2/3. Looks like state has more power. Anta. Actually, no. States has more power? No, sir. Because all states put together 2/3 it is. Okay. Now you see. Vote of the center. 33.33. That is 1 by 3. I have taken it as 33.33 divided by only 2 members. 2 members from center. No, guys. Yes. So each member has how much voting right? 16.17. 16.17. Now how many total state members are there? 31. So what is the weighted vote of states all put together? 2 by 3. 66.67. Divided between 31 members, it will come to 2.15 per member. Per member, guys. Yes. Now tell me who has more power? Central. Okay. So, sir, only one third. No, sir, only for two members they have kept one third. Whereas states, 31 members put together, two third. And you know, whoever is in power in central, definitely they will also be in power in some states. They will be in power in some states. So, can they get the majority? Yes. Okay. Now, to take any decision, what is the majority, sir? Decision of GST Council, majority of not less than 3/4 of the weighted votes of the members present and voting. If you abscond from voting or you are present but not voting, will it be counted? No. Only who are present and voting, at least 75% of the vote has to go in favor of the decision. In favor of the decision, guys. Okay, so I feel somewhere important, guys, MCQ especially. And for MCQ, sir, do we have a choice? Idilla andre adu? No, no. It is mandatory questions. MCQs are compulsory questions. Oh. Guys, as per Article 279A 4G, there are totally 11 special category states. They have classified 11 states as special category states, guys. Which are those? This is only for article because later also we will see special states for composition purpose, registration purpose and all. But there they have not taken all 11. They have picked only few of them. But as per article, how many special states, guys? 11. Which are those, sir? One by one. Guys, simple, easy to remember. Three topmost states, we call it as hilly states, plus 8 northeastern states. Plus 8 northeastern state. Okay, which are those, sir? Jammu Kashmir, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, guys. Have you seen this in the map? Where is it? Top, full chilled area. Next, 8 northeastern state. Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Meghalaya, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim and Tripura. All these are small states. We call it as northeastern states, guys. Easy to remember. 3 topmost plus 8 northeastern. 11 special states. Okay, this and all we have done. Then, totally under GST, how many laws are there, guys? Totally 5 laws are there. 4 laws are passed by central government. 1 law is passed by state government. Every state government. So which are those, guys? First, whatever I have given in red color is who has passed it? Central. Red stands for central. Green stands for state for this purpose. Okay. CGST Act 2017 was passed to levy and collect CGST on what? Intra-state supply. Then IGST Act on 17 was passed to levy and collect IGST on interstate supplies. Then UTGST Act to levy and collect UTGST on intra-union territory supply. That is when the supply is within the union territory. Then GST Compensation to States Act. Guys, this law was passed by the government for first 5 years actually. Why? Because many of the manufacturing states objected for GST. Why so? Because especially like states of Tamil Nadu and all, they have built very good infrastructure for manufacturing. Now under GST, they came all of the sudden and told consumption-based tax. Now if the goods are manufactured in Tamil Nadu and sent or sold outside the state, who will get the revenue? Other states. So the manufacturing hubs or the manufacturing states will start losing the revenue. So that is where some of the states were concerned about GST. But central government promised them, if you lose the revenue or if you get less revenue which you are getting under GST when compared to what you were getting before, considering even some growth rate, we will compensate. Who will compensate to whom? Central government only for not all the states, only for the states who are suffering loss of revenue. After implementation of GST, they will compare the revenue. Now, what is the revenue they are getting under GST? Then, whatever taxes are now subsumed under GST, from that, how much they were getting before? They will compare and assume. I will just give a put a number. Assume, guys, previously they used to get 10 crore. Now under GST, they are getting only 8 crore. Okay, and to calculate this and all, we have to consider some growth rate and all. That and all is not a part of your syllabus. In detail, they are not covered. Don't worry. So now 2 crore government will give you as compensation. From where do they give? From their pocket? No, they will put hand for people's pocket only. How? By charging compensation cess. So they introduced something called a GST Compensation to States Act, under which central government has the power to levy cess over and above GST on some selected goods like luxury goods, sin goods and all. Sin goods means which is not good for the public at large. Okay, sir. So this is to compensate states for the loss of revenue if any due to introduction of GST. Initially, it was passed for 5 years. After 5 years, the central government wanted to withdraw it, but many of the states didn't agree. They asked for extension. So Madam has extended it till 31st March 2026, guys. So even today, it is continuing. All these laws were passed by whom, guys? Central government. Then there is one SGST Act passed by each and every states to levy and collect SGST on intrastate supplies. On intrastate supplies, guys. Okay. Now coming to, guys, I already told you. I will just repeat it. We will learn it later also. If the supply is made within the state or within the union territory, we call it as intrastate supply. When it is an intrastate supply, we have to levy what? CGST plus SGST. CGST is levied by central government, SGST is levied by state government. It is the revenue of the respective governments. Then if the supply is within the union territory, we call, actually in the law there is nothing called intra-union territory and all. We call it as intrastate supply only. Yes. In that case, in place of SGST, UTGST will come. Okay, that is CGST plus UTGST. Then if it is an interstate supply, that is when we have supplied outside the state or outside the union territory, we call it as interstate supply. What would be levied? IGST, guys. Yes, sir. Again, this might be important for your descriptive, guys. Maybe 4 or 5 marks question. They have asked it. 4 or 5 marks question. Sir, which are the taxes which are subsumed under GST? Means before 1st July 2017. Before 1st July 2017, these taxes were levied. These taxes were levied by central government. These taxes were levied by state government. But from 1st July, these taxes are being subsumed under GST. Do they have any implication now? No, guys. Except on some selected products. Okay. Which are those, sir? List you are supposed to remember, because especially if they ask you descriptive question, you have to reproduce the same. Central taxes. Central excise duty and additional duties of excise. Excise duties under Medicinal and Toilet Preparation Act 1955. Don't worry about the name and all. Service tax. Additional duties of customs, commonly known as CVD, countervailing duty we call it as. Special additional duties of customs, SAD, all this, guys, you will be learning at final, because customs is not a part of your intermediate syllabus. All these are a part of customs. Next, central cesses and surcharges, insofar as they relate to supply of goods or services. Then coming to state list, state VAT, central sales tax, purchase tax, luxury tax, entry tax, all forms. Entertainment, except those levied by local bodies. If it is levied by local bodies, is it continued to be levied even now? Yes. Taxes on advertisement, taxes on lotteries, betting and gambling, state cesses and surcharges insofar as they relate to supply of goods or services. Okay, so now coming to the definition of GST given in Constitution. Article 366(12)(a) of the Constitution defines the goods and service tax as the tax on supply of goods or services or both, except supply of alcoholic liquor for human consumption. That means alcoholic liquor for human consumption. Except alcoholic liquor for human consumption means GST is levied on all except alcohol. Means alcohol is kept outside GST forever. Can Madam bring it tomorrow under GST? No. In the definition only they have told outside GST. Only for human consumption. Sir, what if alcohol is used for any other purpose? For any other purpose. Sister. What, sister? What this guy? Always something you want to keep on telling. Papa, she is listening silently. Full punctually. Listen. So, see, you will deviate me also. So, if it is not for human consumption, is it outside GST? No, it is not. Please be careful. They have used the word for human consumption. That means on alcohol, what is levied, sir? Tax free, na? No. Whatever was there before GST, that is there, guys. That is on manufacture excise and on sales, either VAT or central sales tax. Then as per Article 279A(5) of the Constitution, 5 petroleum products, that is petroleum crude, high-speed diesel, motor spirit, which is called petrol, aviation turbine fuel, which we use for flights, guys, and natural gas have temporarily been kept out, and GST Council shall decide the date from which they shall be included in GST. Means these 5 petroleum products have been kept outside GST temporarily. Madam is making repeated efforts to bring it under GST, but states are not agreeing for it. States are not agreeing for it. Why? Because, guys, states get major revenue from alcohol and petrol. Any states will get major revenue from alcohol and petrol. Okay, and for this, I have made one shortcut, PhD man. PhD man. What is it, sir? P for petroleum. Petroleum crude. HD stands for high speed diesel. M stands for motor spirit. A stands for aviation turbine fuel. N stands for natural gas. Easy to remember. PhD man will never have alcohol. So these products have been kept outside the GST. Outside the GST. Easy to remember. ಒಂದು ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಹಾಕೋದು, ಒಂದು ಗಾಡಿಗೆ ಹಾಕೋದು. ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಎರಡು ಬಾಡಿನ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತಾರೆ, ನಂಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ಗಾಡಿನ ಒಂದು ಬಾಡಿನ. ಚಲೋ, ಕಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. So on this products, still states have the right to levy the taxes, guys, whichever was levied before GST. It is continued to be levied. The following subject matters have been kept outside the purview of GST. What are those? Alcoholic liquor for human consumption, then PhD man, entertainment tax levied by local bodies, motor vehicle tax, then property tax such as stamp duty and all, whatever you pay when you buy the product, not products, properties. Then electricity duty. Sir, on this, is GST levied? No, guys. Then on tobacco products, they are subject to GST, as well as on the manufacture, even excise duty also is levied. So on tobacco products, both GST on sale and on manufacture, central excise duty is levied, guys. Both are levied. Yes, guys. This is all about chapter 1, which is basics of GST.